Some key questions to ask when choosing a support coordinator. Firstly, are they a registered provider? With mandatory registration coming in, it's a really good idea at this point if you're looking at changing support coordination providers to pick a registered provider. This will save you the hassle of having to change or look for a new provider if your current unregistered provider doesn't continue on and get registered in the near future. So it could just be an easy way to save hassle. Another benefit of using registered providers is that they have to engage in an audit process. They have to have a well-structured business set up with clear policies and procedures in place that are well implemented. So it's always a good idea to choose a registered provider for that reason. The second thing to consider is how many years of experience does this support coordinator have? Obviously, it's great to give people the opportunity to learn. A lot of people that are participants within the NDIS, they're already having an extremely difficult time, and it's potentially going to cause more distress by having someone who is inexperienced as the support coordinator, because it's such an important role in terms of how that person then connects to the various support networks and providers and manages their budget and understands the rules. There are a lot of really important roles that a support coordinator plays within the NDIS, so consider looking for someone with a minimum of 1 year of experience. What qualifications do they have? At the moment, there aren't any mandatory qualifications for support coordinators working within the NDIS. I don't know why I ever thought that such an important role wouldn't require some sort of mandatory qualification. In saying that, it's your choice who you choose. It's good to look for someone who has some form of qualification. You don't need to have a master's degree or anything like that, but some form of qualification is super important. It could be a Cert 4 in disability, it could be a diploma of community services, or it could be a degree level qualification in allied health like social work, occupational therapy, any relevant field. Social science, psychology, a degree level qualification would be great. So definitely consider bringing your own requirements to that situation and saying, look, I want someone who's got some qualifications. Yeah, you can just put that out there. You can make that request to providers, and that might help connect you with someone who's a bit more experienced and qualified. Does the business that the coordinator works for provide other NDIS services? It can be a conflict of interest if a support coordination provider also provides other services, particularly plan management, supported independent living, community access, therapeutic supports. There's a variety of others. Most providers handle the conflict of interest well and declare it, particularly the registered ones, but it leaves you open, if you're a participant on the scheme, to being referred to that same company's other wings. For example, if you're a participant and you worked with a company that did 5 or 6 of those supports that I mentioned, and you were looking for a coordinator, if you work with one of those companies that has that existing conflict of interest and provides kind of a one-stop shop where they offer a variety of supports, you run the risk of them, whether it's intentional or not, but referring you in-house for all of their support. So they'll bring you in for support coordination, start to help you, then they'll say, oh, we have an occupational therapist. Oh, we have supported independent living. Oh, we have community access. You run the risk of sort of having all of your supports, or a significant percentage of your supports, being provided by one company. That can create all sorts of problems, because if you have a dispute, if you have a disagreement, it can have a ripple effect out through all of your other supports. So it's definitely a good idea to consider having support coordination sitting independently of all those other supports. So looking for a company that don't deliver other supports, they just do support coordination. What that does is it really supports choice and control for participants and their families. Are they respectful in their communications? It's all about respect. Everything within the NDIS should be based on the foundation of respect. If a provider is treating you disrespectfully and talking down to you, excluding you from decision making, not considering your perspective, then it's not good enough. You want to find someone who you feel like treats you with respect and can help you, guide you through these changes as they occur, and someone that you feel like is genuinely on your team. Do they support your right to choice and control? A good thing to look out for if you already are working with a provider that provides multiple supports is my support coordinator giving me a variety of options. So if I'm looking for a new community access provider, are they giving me 2 or 3 options? Or are they just saying, you know, I'm from XYZ company as the support coordinator, you can use XYZ company's community access. You want them to be giving you real options, not just bringing you back into their own company. So that's something to look out for. Do they have any lived experience? So many people out there that have a loved one, a family member, a friend, someone close to them that either has a disability, is on the NDIS, or have some involvement in the scheme. That's another question you can ask them if you're kind of interviewing potential support coordinators. For choosing an NDIS registered provider will give you more peace of mind with the upcoming changes. Consider going independent, choosing an independent support coordination company that don't provide other NDIS services. Trust your intuition, look for someone who treats you with respect, and if you get a bad feeling about it, just remember you can always move on, you can always change, and that doesn't matter which provider that you're working with. Choosing someone with appropriate qualifications, so a Cert 4, a diploma, or a degree level qualification in a relevant field. Thank you for your time. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.